Good evening, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Riverdale Rundown. I'm your host, Pete. Let's take a look at what's going on in and around Riverdale, New York, and around the world. Our first story, construction continues to encroach into the small town of Nyack, causing a chaotic overload of traffic for morning commuters. A delivery truck slid down the embankment near the only available throughway entrance on Route 59, causing further traffic delays. Another reminder of the chaos created for the small town while the new bridge is being built. Commuters say the scramble of traffic in the morning has created dangerous driving conditions, often leaving vehicles blocking the intersection, causing gridlock in and around this once peaceful town, leaving locals asking, exactly what is the town doing to help regulate the sudden influx of traffic? Two dogs taking down a criminal enterprise might sound like the plot of a kid's movie, but for these pups it was far from fiction. A daring daytime escape led to the rescue of dogs living in deplorable conditions in the middle of a New York suburb, where two hikers became their guardian angels. Let's take a look. It was a chance encounter for a couple of pups, and just in the nick of time. Nancy Smith and daughter Gretchen were hiking along a local trail when they made an unexpected discovery. It was here in the quiet cliffs of a trail by the Hudson River that they discovered two dogs cowering in a drainage pipe, malnourished and afraid. But were they lost?
We saw these two dogs in there cowering. They were a mess. They were all muddy and scared and shaking. So it took us a little while, but we managed to coax them out. And while we were up at the car, we saw that they actually had collars.
They followed a tag on the dogs' collars that led them to this nearby house. But when they knocked on the door, they quickly realized something was wrong as they heard more haunting sounds of animals in distress. Sounds that led them to a break in the downstairs wall.
I looked in the hole and saw other dogs inside that looked to be in a similar condition as the dogs that we had found.
We thought it was very suspicious. The whole situation looked very suspicious. And so we thought we'd better call the police and let them check everything out.
Over a dozen dogs were rescued from what authorities called a death camp, where they were being abusively trained for future dog fights. Many of the dogs that were rescued had not eaten in days, and local animal shelters were quick to take them in and begin administering medical treatment immediately. Today, these two lucky pups have a new home with their rescuers, where they are free to eat, play, and be merry.
And they're very grateful.
For the Riverdale Rundown, I'm Pete Dowd. Up next, a suburban-style neighborhood in the northwest corner of the Bronx, Riverdale, has long been the home for families looking to escape the hustle and bustle of city life without actually leaving the city. In its earlier days, Riverdale was a 19th century estate district where Manhattan moguls built their country estates, but after the railroad made it possible to commute, this enabled wealthy businessmen to call it home year-round. However, today it's not just the wealthy who call this bustling community home. Residents love the close proximity of mass transit, as well as local supermarkets, restaurants, and bakeries. Riverdale is also home to numerous parks, including the beautiful Wave Hill Gardens, a 28-acre garden and cultural center, and Van Cortlandt Park, which is one of the city's largest parks. And whether it's biking, hiking, or running, residents find a way to stay in shape. With Riverdale's close proximity to the city, beautiful scenery, and great food, you can see what makes this close-knit community of ours so great. And finally, our next story follows a young man with a dream. Stephen is a senior studying communications at Manhattan College and decided to study broadcasting because he's fond of video making and editing. One day he hopes to be working on a TV set or even making movies. In the meantime, he pursues his dream by recording and editing YouTube videos. Let's take a look at Stephen talking about how his YouTube channel and the type of videos he likes to make.
Hello, my name is Stephen, aka Bird, and I got a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Birdman33. And basically I do that because I'm a huge Larry Bird fan, and everyone calls me Bird, so I thought it'd be a great nick. Now I just want to give you guys some tips into how you could be a good YouTuber. I'm not saying I'm the best YouTuber or not even great, you know, but I've learned a few things over the years from when I first started out a couple years ago, and I thought I'd give you some tips today. So basically, the best thing about being a YouTuber is you get to record, do what you want, you be creative as you want. And that's the thing I like about it. So what I do on YouTube is I do a lot of vlogging. So basically, if something happens in sports, basically basketball, because I'm a huge basketball fan, I talk about it.
So LeBron James is coming back to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I'm really excited. I was kind of upset because I followed Miami because I'm a huge LeBron fan. Chance. So here we go. Another old Cleveland day. Oh! Oh! Did you see that? Look, he goes up on one side and changes. Oh my God! You know that's very hard to do. Look, the guy, he jumps with him and then he just changes his body in the air and slams it on him. So as you guys can see, the collection has grown a lot since the last time.
So I talk about something that I love, and that's what makes it easy for me. It's not so hard for me to talk in front of the camera when it comes to that kind of stuff, just because I'm a huge fan about it and I have so much knowledge about it. Now, when I first started off this YouTube channel, I used to be like a gamer, you could say. I used to record gameplays of me playing Xbox, games like Call of Duty, games like NBA 2K, FIFA, you know, the list goes on. And I did that for a while. I used to have a camcorder that used to record my face, as well as I used to have a capture device that used to record the gameplay. And it would all go into my computer. I used to edit it out and then post it to YouTube. And I did that for a while, and it just didn't do that well for me. Because you know what it is, in YouTube, there's so many videos out there, and sometimes you can put the same name as another video, and you're not going to get the same following, but that's what happens, and you just got to keep grinding it out. And that's just one main tip I thought I could give you guys, is that if you want to be a good YouTuber, just be consistent, be yourself, and do what you love to do, and maybe one day you'll be one of those big YouTube stars, and you'll become famous, make lots of money, and hopefully I can do the same thing as well. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and yeah, peace.
That's it for another edition of the Riverdale Rundown. I'm Pete Dowd. See you next time.